Chapter 1 of The Heritage of the Desert by Zane Grey. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Richard Kilmer. Chapter 1 The Heritage of the Desert by Zane Grey. The Sign of the Sunset. But the man's almost dead. The words stung John Hare's fainting spirit into life. He opened his eyes. The desert still stretched before him, the appalling thing that had overpowered him with its deceiving purple distance. Nearby stood a somber group of men. "Leave him here," said one, addressing a gray-bearded giant. "He's the fellow sent into southern Utah to spy out the cattle thieves. He's all but dead. Dene's outlaws are after him. Don't cross Dene." The stately answer might have come from a Scottish Covenanter or a follower of Cromwell. "Martin Cole, I will not go a hair's breadth out of my way for Dene or any other man. You forget your religion. I see my duty to God." "Yes, August Naab, I know," replied the little man bitterly. "You would cast the scriptures in my teeth and liken this man to one who went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves. But I've suffered enough at the hands of Dene." The formal speech, the biblical references, recalled to the reviving Hare that he was still in the land of the Mormons. As he lay there, the strange words of the Mormons linked the hard experience of the last few days with the stern reality of the present. "Martin Cole, I hold to the spirits of our fathers," replied Naab, like one reading from the Old Testament. "They came into this desert land to worship and multiply in peace. They conquered the desert. They prospered with the years that brought settlers, cattlemen, sheep herders, all hostile to their religion and their livelihood. Nor did they ever fail to succor the sick and unfortunate. What are our toils and perils compared to theirs? Why should we forsake the path of duty and turn from mercy because of a cutthroat outlaw? I like not the sign of the times, but I am a Mormon. I trust in God." "August Naab, I am a Mormon too," returned Cole, "but my hands are stained with blood. Soon yours will be, if you keep your water holes and your cattle. Yes, I know, you're strong, stronger than any of us, far off in your desert oasis, hemmed in by walls, cut off by canyons, guarded by your Navajo friends. But Holderness is creeping slowly on you. He'll ignore your water rights and drive your stock. Soon Dene will steal cattle under your very eyes. Don't make them enemies." "I can't pass by this helpless man," rolled out August Naab's sonorous voice. Suddenly, with livid face and shaking hand, Cole pointed westward. "There! Dene and his band. See? Under the red wall. See the dust not 10 miles away. See them?" The desert, gray in the foreground, purple in the distance, sloped to the west. Eyes keen as those of hawks searched the waste and followed the red mountain rampart, which, sheer in bold height and processional in its craggy sweep, shut out the north. Far away little puffs of dust rose above the white sage, and creeping specks moved at a snail's pace. "See them? Ah, then look, August Naab. Look in the heavens above for my prophecy," cried Cole fanatically. "The red sunset, the sign of the times, blood." A broad bar of dense black shut out the April sky, except in the extreme west, where a strip of pale blue formed background for several clouds of striking color and shape. They alone, in all that expanse, were dyed in the desert's sunset crimson. The largest projected from behind the dark cloud bank in the shape of a huge fist, and the others, small and round, floated below. To Cole it seemed the giant hand clutching with inexorable strength a bleeding heart. His terror spread to his companions as they stared. Then as light surrendered to shade, the sinister color faded, The tracing of the closed hand softened, flush and glow paled, leaving the sky purple, as if mirroring the desert floor. One golden shaft shot up, to be blotted out by sudden darkening change, and the sun had set. "That may be God's will," said August Naab. "So be it. Martin Cole, take your men and go." There was a word, half oath, half prayer, and then rattle of stirrups, the creak of saddles, clink of spurs, followed by the driving rush of fiery horses. Cole and his men disappeared in a pall of yellow dust. A wan smile lightened John Hare's face as he spoke weakly. "I fear your generous act can't save me, may bring you harm. I'd rather you left me, seeing you have women in your party." "Don't try to talk yet," said August Naab. "You're faint. Here, drink." He stooped to Hare, who was leaning against a sage bush, and he held a flask to his lips. Rising, he called to his men, "Make camp, sons. We've an hour before the outlaws come up, and if they don't go round the sand dune, we'll have longer." Hare's flagging senses rallied, and he forgot himself in wonder. While the bustle went on, unhitching of wagon teams, hobbling and feeding of horses, unpacking of camp supplies, Naab appeared to be lost in deep meditation or prayer. Not once did he glance backward over the trail on which peril was fast approaching. His gaze was fastened on a ridge to the east, where desert line, fringed by stunted cedars, met the pale blue sky, and for a long time he neither spoke nor stirred. At length he turned to the campfire. He raked out red coals and placed the iron pots in position, by way of assistance to the women who were preparing the evening meal.